Good morning YouTube, it's Ben here from Southeast Queensland Storms, back with you for another rain and thunderstorm weather update for Southeast Queensland, and your update starts now. Good morning Southeast Queenslanders, a very good morning to everybody. Welcome to your Friday the 5th of April 2024, and if you're tuning into this morning's weather update for Southeast Queensland, it is very much appreciated. And if you like the content you see on our YouTube channel here, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe to us here on YouTube. And if you look at the top and bottom of your video screen, you'll also see our contact details for other major social media platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're on those four major platforms, give us a like and a subscribe. That way you have all the latest weather information for Southeast Queensland at your fingertips. Okay, let's get into your wet weather update for today. And unfortunately, the wet weather is going to continue across southern southeastern Queensland today and also right through this weekend. So looking like a wet weekend in store for southeast Queensland this week, unfortunately. But the good news is, by Monday, the wet weather looks to clear the region and we go back to some sunny conditions. So there is some good news ahead. We just need to get through the next 3 days or so. Alrighty, starting with your satellite and radar imagery, we're taking a look at water vapour satellite imagery this morning. What we're firstly seeing is a bit of a clearance of the wet weather from southeast Queensland and the rain beginning to shift further towards the east. So that inland trough, that upper level system also, which we'll discuss very, very shortly, seeing the rainfall beginning to contract and move towards the east, and we're seeing a bit of a clearance now through central Queensland. Also on satellite imagery, we can see this upper level system, this upper level low, here it is here, working away, currently located through northern, southern, southwestern Queensland, northwestern New South Wales along the border ranges area. So this upper level low, upper level system currently working away, and on the eastern side of the system, as you can clearly see, the rain and thunderstorm potential exists on the eastern side of that system through southern southeastern Queensland. We're also seeing some showers this morning with some moderate to bursts of heavy rainfall, also moving onshore from along the southeast Queensland coast, anywhere from the Sunshine Coast down to the Gold Coast. And that's due to a northeasterly flow as well, sending those showers on shore. So let's take a deeper dive into the radar this morning. And there we can see up from the Sunshine Coast, Caloundra, down through Moreton Island, down through Brisbane's north side, Strathpine, down towards Brisbane, the Brisbane airport, we can see those showers just moving onshore in that northeasterly flow. Areas of yellow and splotches of red indicates that moderate to bursts of heavy rainfall. And these showers, as they do move onshore during today, will have the potential to bring some heavy rain with them. And as you can see, that shower activity extends all the way down to the Gold Coast as well. But the rainfall not as heavy. We're seeing those areas of light green and blue indicates light rainfall at the moment. But you can see those showers moving in along all of the southeast Queensland coast, and they are pushing further inland as well, down towards areas like Canungra and Bow Desert, Logan, down towards the Scenic Rim as well. All that activity moving from the northeast down towards the south-southwest, so pushing towards the Queensland-New South Wales border. If we also take a look at satellite imagery, what can we expect today? Well, firstly, today we can see this rainfall clearing central Queensland, and as you can see, it's clearing central Queensland and it's moving towards the east. So the rain from the west will continue to move towards the east today, and as I've already discussed, we see that northeasterly flow bringing those heavy showers onto the southeast Queensland coast during today as well. If we take a look at the official warning summary from the Bureau of Meteorology, we can see a wide range of flood warnings are currently in effect. Obviously, there's too many there to go through, but that's the current warning summary, where we see minor to major flood warnings. The only major flood warning that's in effect is for the Warrego River. But that's your warning summary today. No severe thunderstorm warnings. No severe thunderstorm warnings are currently in effect from the Bureau. If we take a look at 24-hour rainfall totals, firstly starting with southern Queensland, and some areas across southern Queensland have benefited. Let me get that right, it's very early on a Friday morning. Benefited from this weather system, where we've seen rainfall exceeding 100 millimetres recorded. And we can see here at Surrey, 157 millimetres in the past 24 hours, 157 mils. in between Dirranbandy and Gundawindi, and then just further to the north we've got Arden Downs with 127 millimetres, and then just to the north of Augathella up there, Mount Lindsay 100 millimetres on the dot. So you can see rainfall exceeding 100 mils. Moving in across areas of southern Queensland. So I believe yesterday when I looked at it, Surrey, it recorded 110 millimetres of rain in 6 hours from 9 a.m. up till 3 p.m. yesterday, and that number of 110 mils has seen Surrey record its wettest April day since the 4th of April, ironically, back in 2015, so 9 years ago. So Surrey seeing its wettest April day yesterday since 4th of April 2015, so that's good for them out there. But 157 mils of rain falling out there in 24 hours. If we come in further back towards southeast Queensland, though, we can see the rainfall wasn't as heavy across the region yesterday. Those light green dots on your screen indicates rainfall exceeding 25 millimetres right through from Brisbane, Brisbane's inner west, down through towards the scenic rim, and then just a couple of rainfall exceeding 25 mils on Moreton Island, North Stradbroke Island down towards the Gold Coast. However, two areas did record rainfall exceeding 50 millimetres. Firstly, on North Stradbroke, Point Lookout recorded 63 millimetres of rain, and then Pullen Vale in at Brisbane's inner west saw 53 millimetres of rain in the past 24 hours as well. And if we just deep dive a little bit more into the Brisbane metropolitan area, you can see Pullen Vale there with 53 millimetres. We saw 38 millimetres also at Mount Nebo, 36 millimetres recorded at Berries Lagoon, 33 millimetres at Amberley, 34 millimetres also at Amberley, and Walloon also coming in with 34. 39 millimetres was also recorded at Kenmore Hills, 33 millimetres at Mount Cootha as well, and lastly 32 millimetres recorded down at Hillcrest. So you could see some nice rainfall across southeast Queensland and in particular the Brisbane metro area yesterday, and that is likely to continue today. If we take a look at current river conditions, we have no major flooding issues currently across southeast Queensland. Taking a look at the official thunderstorm forecast from the Bureau of Meteorology for today, we are seeing the Bureau predicting severe thunderstorms possible in this yellow shaded area, which extends through St George, Roma, over towards Dalby and all of the entirety of the Darling Downs Granite Belt. As we go to the Southeast Coast District and the Wide Bay Burnett, these green or these light green shaded areas indicate that non-severe thunderstorms are possible, so the better chance for thunderstorm potential exists across the Darling Downs Granite Belt today. Taking a look at your current temperatures, firstly starting with our residents in the Southeast Coast District. As I said, that northeasterly flow currently bringing those showers onshore, and those areas of yellow to orange across Moreton Bay, Moreton Island Straddie indicate some moderate rainfall with those showers. They will persist throughout the remainder of today, and they do have the potential to bring some heavy rain with them as well. And they are moving further inland, as you can see, some light rain across Bow Desert, Jimboomba at the moment, some light isolated rainfall across Gatton and also down towards the Gold Coast hinterland towards Springbrook as well. But let's take a look at your current temperatures. We've got 23 degrees at Helensvale, it's 23 degrees at Bow Desert, we've got 24 at Ipswich, 23 at Gatton, it's 23 in Brisbane. And then as we go to Brisbane's Bayside, Victoria Point, 22 degrees. Deception Bay and Brisbane's North Side, 23 degrees. It's 23 degrees at Bongaree near Bribie Island. 24 degrees at Cape Morton, 23 degrees at Woodford. And if we continue further north up to the Sunshine Coast, 23 at Maroochydore, it's 23 at Marcoola and 24 at Tewantin. We'll head out west to our residents out on the Darling Downs Granite Belt. As you can see, areas of green there indicating light patchy rainfall already starting to move across the Darling Downs Granite Belt. In particular, isolated falls across the central parts and then some more widespread rainfall across the western parts. That rainfall, again, remember, is continuing to push from the west, and it will continue to move towards the east today. But we've got 21 degrees at Miles, 24 at Chinchilla, we've got 25 at Dalby, 21 at Oakey, it's 19 at Toowoomba, 21 at Warwick, 22 at Inglewood, cooler 18 degrees at Stanthorpe, and 19 degrees at Gundawindi. Heading back up towards the northeast, our residents in the Wide Bay Burnett district, we've got some light moderate rainfall from Tin Can Bay extending down towards Tewantin, Kooran as well down there, but it's only light patchy rainfall there. But 23 degrees at Kingaroy, 24 at Gympie, it's 24 degrees at Tin Can Bay, 26 at Maryborough, 26 also at Harvey Bay, and you can see light rainfall across Fraser and also extending from Bundaberg along the coastal areas towards Harvey Bay. We've got 24 degrees at Bundaberg and 26 at Gayndah. Taking a look at your official forecast from the Bureau of Meteorology that was issued at 4:30 this morning. Again, the Bureau talks about a deepening trough through the inland areas today. Will remain slow moving through today into the southern interior, into northern New South Wales. And as it remains slow moving, it's bringing widespread showers, rain areas and thunderstorm activity over southern areas, also extending into the Darling Downs Granite Belt. That trough will shift slowly eastwards over the weekend and then push off our coast by early next week. Remember, the good news is the wet weather's gone by Monday at this stage. And then, so that inland trough remains slow moving today, triggering rain showers and thunderstorm potential. So the forecast for today sees cloudy to scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms for southern Queensland, including the Darling Downs Granite Belt. That's probably where the better of the rainfall is going to be today. And those showers look to tend to widespread rain at times as well. We also could see some heavy falls in southeast Queensland to the areas south of Brisbane as well. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Again, through the Darling Downs Granite Belt. That's your official forecast for today. Taking a look at district by district. Cloudy, very high chance of showers across the Darling Downs Granite Belt today with a chance of a thunderstorm, possibly severe in nature with heavy rainfall as the primary risk. Southeast Coast District, forecast for today officially from the Bureau. Cloudy conditions with a very high chance of showers. We're already seeing those showers moving onshore from the northeast. Chance of a thunderstorm as well in possible southern areas of Brisbane, down towards the southern parts, down towards Queensland, New South Wales border, and that is thunderstorms could be possibly severe with heavy rainfall in those southern southeastern areas. And then the Wide Bay Burnett District, again, cloudy conditions, very high chance of showers, most likely from this morning, but again, we're already seeing some light shower activity across Tin Can Bay, and then across coastal areas from Bundy down towards Hervey Bay. Chance of a thunderstorm as well today from late morning for the Wide Bay Burnett. All right, let's take a look at some forecast model information. Just a reminder that the forecast information I give you from this point on of the video is that of an amateur storm chaser only and not reflective of a qualified or professional meteorologist. For all the official forecast information for Queensland and warning information, I urge you to visit the BOM, www.bom.gov.au/Queensland. All right, let's take a look at the forecast radar. This is using the Access C Bureau of Meteorology model, where they have a forecast radar in it, which indicates what does the radar, the keyword there is what, or potentially the weather radar could look like at a certain time. So this is starting at 11 o'clock this morning. Again, we can see bands of rain, showers, some heavy rainfall, bands of rain extending through the Maranoa Warrego, starting to encroach on the western side of the Darling Downs this morning. There's those heavy showers, or those shower activity that we've seen already on radar this morning, moving onshore along the southeast Queensland coast with the potential for some moderate to burst of heavy rainfall with them, and that's coming in from that northeasterly flow. And as we go through the rest of today, you can see that band of rain from central Queensland, that band of showers, rain and thunderstorm potential continuing to shift towards the east, and this is as we roll into this afternoon. We can see the rain becoming more widespread across the Darling Downs Granite Belt and that shower activity continuing along the southeast coast, and we roll this through into tonight, and then we can see pretty much by 5 o'clock this afternoon, early evening, we can see widespread rainfall, possibly with some heavy rainfall across the Darling Downs Granite Belt associated with showers and thunderstorm activity, and those showers continuing to stream in from the northeast along the southeast Queensland coast. We go into 6 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You can see pretty much through the day that big rain band, or that big area of wet weather extending from the west, has continued to push towards the east as today goes on, and that's that inland trough towards the lower levels, slowing down as well. So that inland trough remains, triggering that rain and thunderstorm potential to its east, and don't forget it's working in combination with that upper level trough and upper level low as well in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So that's what we can expect through the rest of today. And taking a look at the Euro model on windy, we can see again those areas of widespread showers, thunderstorm potential, extending into the western side of the Darling Downs as we go through this morning into the early afternoon. And then by the afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, we can see that activity has shifted further from the west to the east, extending into right across the Darling Downs Granite Belt as well. And as we go into 7 o'clock tonight, we can see that band of showers, rain and thunderstorm activity continuing all across the Darling Downs, and then further up into the north, and then into 10 o'clock tonight, we can see that activity remains as we push into early tomorrow morning. That's because that inland trough at the lower levels still remains a little bit slow moving. Rainfall totals for today, taking a look at the Access C model. Again, the Access C model picking up on all the heavier rainfall potential through the Maranoa Warrego and across the Darling Downs Granite Belt, where rainfall of anywhere from 10 possibly up to 80 millimetres could be seen. Along the southeast Queensland coast, those showers moving in from the northeast could bring rainfall anywhere from 10 possibly up to 50 millimetres. Taking a look at the UK Met model, you can see agreement that the heavier rainfall more reserved for the Darling Downs Granite Belt today, where isolated rainfall possibly up to 100 mils, according to the UK Met model, could be seen in areas possibly from Toowoomba down to Inglewood, and that's probably due to severe thunderstorm activity. Again, severe thunderstorms today having the potential to bring heavy rainfall with them. And then the southeast Queensland coastal areas and then down towards the scenic rim, Gold Coast hinterland, we could see rainfall anywhere from 10 up to 40 millimetres due to that northeasterly flow shower activity. And then up in the Wide Bay Burnett district, rainfall possibly 10 millimetres as well due to some shower activity up there. The Euro model, similar story, heavier rainfall across the Darling Downs Granite Belt today, and those coastal showers possibly bringing 10 millimetres or more, and possibly some heavier falls with the showers between Brisbane down to the Gold Coast, where rainfall up to 20, 30, 40 millimetres possibly could be seen. And then again, some rainfall across the scenic rim, Gold Coast hinterland, Lockyer Valley areas as well. But the Euro in agreement with the UK and the Access model that the heavier rainfall today is all most likely across the Darling Downs Granite Belt areas today. If we take a look at AI modelling to see what the AI modelling is saying in response to the traditional models, this is looking at 10 o'clock this morning. This is the Fushi model, the #1 model in the world. You can see the Fushi model picking up on the shower activity along the southeast Queensland coast, as well as further inland at that area of rain and thunderstorm potential through southern Queensland, as well as we go into 4 o'clock this afternoon. That continues into 10 o'clock tonight and into early Saturday morning. So the Fushi model picking up on that. If we take a look at AIFS, or the European models version of AI, again, it's picking up on the shower activity as well along the southeast Queensland coast, and the activity further inland with the showers and thunderstorm potential as well. This is 4 o'clock this afternoon. You can see again the pink shaded areas indicates rainfall of anywhere 10 to 25 millimetres in a 6-hourly window, so you can see that is more reserved for the Darling Downs Granite Belt as we go through this afternoon, and then 10 o'clock into tonight as well, and then early Saturday morning, and we'll have another Saturday forecast for you tomorrow, so we're not going to dig into Saturday too much. And lastly, GraphCast, Google's version. Again, Google picking up on the shower activity along the southeast Queensland coast, and again, further inland towards southern Queensland, rain and thunderstorm potential as well. As we go into 4 o'clock this afternoon, that becomes more widespread, pushing into the Darling Downs, as well as we go 4 o'clock this afternoon, 10 o'clock tonight, that shower, rain, thunderstorm activity continuing across the Darling Downs Granite Belt, starting to encroach on parts on the southeastern parts of the Southeast Coast District. And then 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, we see that wet weather continuing into tomorrow morning as well. But just a little bit of a look. As I said, I'm not going to deep dive too much into tomorrow, because I'll have another forecast video for you in the morning. But tomorrow, same thing, wet weather continues. We're looking at a trough also located just offshore to the southeast Queensland coast. Also looks to trigger some heavy rain, but according to current modelling, the heaviest rainfall looks to remain offshore. The rain again looks, so in some slightly good news before a full clearance on Monday, we see the rain looking to ease a touch tomorrow as that inland trough towards the lower levels, that inland trough in the lowest levels doesn't appear to be as active tomorrow. However, the rain still does shift towards the east as we get into tomorrow. But tomorrow night is the area that we need to watch. The time period we need to watch is tomorrow night into early Sunday morning, because we could see an interaction between the coastal trough and the inland trough. And if we see that interaction, then heavy rainfall could be likely over southeast Queensland tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. And then as I said, the good news is the wet weather continues into Sunday with showers and thunderstorm potential, but then by Monday we see a clearance from southeast Queensland and the wet weather is gone. So with that said, that's going to conclude your forecast video for this morning. I hope you got the information that you need out of it. So again, in quick summary, expect more wet weather over southeast Queensland today and across Saturday and Sunday before we see a full clearance on Monday. Again, don't forget, if you like the content that you're seeing on our channel, please click that subscribe button and subscribe to us on YouTube. And you can also find our TikTok, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter social media handles at the top and bottom of your video screen as well. But with that said, enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I hope you have a great weekend, but I'll have another forecast video for you tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, as always, remain weather aware and weather prepared.